Hey guys, Constance here. Welcome back to A Good Life Farm. So a while back I went to my fellowship group and we had every time we do fellowship we have a big kind of potluck type of meal. Sometimes there's a theme, most of the time there's not. But this one particular time that I went, we decided to do a baked potato bar. And I offered to bring a few things, including the bacon. Well, I eat turkey bacon, and since this was a potato bar, baked potato bar, I decided to go ahead and make bacon bits to, put on top of the potatoes. So I cooked them up, crumbled bacon kind of deal. Took them, and as we were spreading everything out, people were fixing their potatoes. Everyone was kind of going nuts over these turkey bacon bits, wanting to know how in the world I made them crispy. They tasted just like regular bacon and all of that, because a lot of times the reason people don't like turkey bacon is because they have a hard time getting it crispy. So I'm going to share two ways that I cook turkey bacon. One of them requires an appliance, and if you don't have this appliance, that's okay. You can do it a different way. First of all, I'm going to share with you the bacon crumbles or bacon bits. So when I was thinking about how I wanted to cook turkey bacon and make it crispy, what are the key elements for making seared meat, which is basically what you're doing. First of all, you want high heat, you need some sort of fat, and you want as little moisture as possible. So those are kind of like the three keys. So the first thing that I do when I'm cooking my turkey bacon is I dry it off. I just take a few paper towels and I blot all of the moisture off of the turkey bacon, and I blot both sides of every slice. And pardon if you hear a little bit of crunching noise in the background. It never fails. Every time I turn the camera on, my dogs start munching over there and eating their food. So if you hear crunching, that's what it is. So as I said, the first thing I do is I blot off all of the moisture that I possibly can get from the turkey, and then I'm going to need a good fat that can handle high heat. Now, my favorite fat to use is duck fat. I think it works amazing. It gives the bacon a nice crisp texture, and it can handle fairly high heat without smoking. Now, some people don't like to use duck fat. You can choose another fat. You just want to use something that can handle high heat. So I heat up my cast iron skillet and I put in a tablespoon or two of the duck fat, let it all get nice and hot. And the reason I add the fat to the skillet is because turkey bacon itself is extremely lean, and it really doesn't have the fat that you're really going to need to get that nice crispy texture. I slice up my bacon into little strips. So once everything is cut up and the duck fat and the pan are nice and hot, I go ahead and I drop the strips of the turkey bacon into the skillet. But I only do enough to give me a single layer. You don't want to pile it up too much. Let it sit there for a few minutes, let it start browning up before you try to move the bacon bits, because just like any other meat that you cook, or really any other food that you cook in a cast iron skillet, you want to allow the surface to sear and pull away from the cast iron before you try and turn it, or it's going to stick and tear up. So then I just take my spatula and I kind of stir the bacon bits a little bit, kind of turn them over, move the ones that are a little less browned into the center of the skillet, and then after it is nice and crispy, I go ahead and transfer it all over to a plate or a dish that is lined with paper towels. And you actually want to pull the bacon out when it looks like it's almost done, because it's going to be a little bit crispier than you actually think it will be. And then I continue with the batches or the skillet full of bacon bits until they're all done. And that is how you make perfectly crispy turkey bacon bits. Now for the turkey bacon slices. I have found that the easiest way to make perfectly crispy slices of turkey bacon is with an air fryer. I simply turn the air fryer onto the air fry setting, which for mine is 400 degrees. Let it preheat, and once the air fryer is nice and hot, I spread the turkey bacon strips into the basket and I put them in a single layer. And then once again, I'm going to add a little bit of fat. And this time I used some ghee. Mine didn't come out of the bottle in a spray formation, so I just took a little brush and kind of spread it out. And I don't do both sides of the bacon, I just do one. And then I go ahead and let the air fryer cook. I do it for 10 minutes, but about 2/3 of the way through, it will actually tell you to turn your food over. And at that time, I do turn over the bacon slices. And when the turkey bacon is finished, again, I put it onto a dish or platter lined with some paper towels to remove any excess oils that might be on it. And that is how I do the crispy turkey bacon slices. Now you can do slices in a skillet just like you did the bacon bits. However, I do find it's not quite as easy to do that, especially if you're using entire slices of turkey bacon. If you're going to try and do the slices, I would recommend cutting them in half. It makes them a little bit easier to work with in the skillet and less likely to tear, because turkey bacon is kind of delicate. So that is it. That's how I make both varieties of my crispy turkey bacon. I will put a printable version of that on my website if you would like to print it out for future reference. So that is it for today. Thanks for hanging out with me here again at the homestead. My name is Constance at A Good Life Farm, and I'll talk to y'all next time.